Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 329 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and today we have an amazing house out in McKinney at 6629 Orchard Park.
Really cool house.
It is great, and you're going to love it.
And in the second segment today, we're going to talk about what you get for $800,000 in Dallas.
And we have a good cross section.
We do.
Both areas and also like what type of house they are.
Property styles, we've got a condo, got
a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what we kind of like to do is switch gears real quick. Media loves to spin numbers. Mm-hmm. They love to spin market watch. Mm-hmm. And what we really like to do is kind of like drill it down and share with you what we see and remove the fluff and the clickbait. So which zip code are we going to talk about today?
So we're going to talk about the zip code that our property of the week is in, which is 75071.
That's a great area.
Yeah, this is kind of an H-shaped zip code area. It's kind of interesting because it is in the city of McKinney, but there are two sections to it, and it's almost like a gerrymandered zip code.
I was going to say it was a gerrymander. You stole my line.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's got this little bar that goes between the two big sections. So it's kind of interesting.
It's one of the fastest growing zip codes in Northwest Collin County, and it actually is right at the base of both Anna and Melissa. So again, we're very familiar with those areas. This has a lot of master plan communities. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of entry-level homes in the 300s, the move-ups and the 6s, and then again, we're just other properties that are right under $1 million. For the purposes of this portion of the show, we're actually only going to talk about resale values, single-family homes. We've left it wide open as far as size, so it kind of is going to get a little bit skewed, but we'll break down actual sold data to show you the exact range. But let's go ahead and get into some of the numbers right quick.
So the criteria that we used are single-family only, all price points, just resales. There are a number of days between a property is when it's listed and when an offer is accepted. That is really the days on market. Our MLS calculates it kind of in a funky but logical way. So when you see something that's been in MLS, it's been on the market for 45 days, but it shows that it's under contract. When it closes, the system is going to go back and recalculate that back toward the end. So currently there are 264 homes on the market. Inventory has been coming down since July of 2025, but there are currently more homes on the market than there were in January of 2025. So we're seeing inventory grow back again, which is going to cause the market to balance out even more.
Yeah, and so what that translates to is that's about 3.4 months worth of inventory. And if we further drill that down, that's going to be about 45 days on the market. And that really is a pretty quick absorption rate. Now, again, we're not going to calculate anything that has to do with new construction because they'll put them in at frame stage, which really just does a number to this and will throw things off, which actually could, if you didn't back that out, Jeff, it would be a really easy way to really skew numbers and make it look like the market was stagnant there.
Yes.
So,
and in January, there were 109 new listings that came on the market in this zip code, and that's basically double of the number of new listings that came on the month before. So we're definitely seeing the spring pop, the upward trajectory and inventory that we do just from a seasonal perspective.
And so of that, we've got 62 homes that went under contract in January, and then 49 sold in January as well. Now, here's where we kind of want to break this down. So let's talk about actually what the average price is, and that's $519,000. And that's an interesting number because that's kind of higher than what we see as averages throughout the Metroplex. And what that does is lets us look at this range. And so our range right now, we're talking about a home, the low end was $264,000 and the high was $2 million. So that's a pretty good stretch between those two. And that's why this is one of those zip codes that really does have a little bit for everybody. So whether you're building, your McMansion or you're just entering into the market as a first-time home buyer, this is a really good zip code to consider.
And so let's jump into the home because I think this home is so unique. This home is in it's in Stonebridge Ranch Owners Association, but it is a smaller neighborhood called Saddlebrook Creek. And there are a limited number of homes in this. This is kind of a step up, I think, above the rest of the saddle home neighborhoods because your lot sizes are a little bit bigger. Like one of the things about this home is it's got that third bay garage there. And when we were looking through the neighborhood, there were not very many that had that third because the lot sizes are just, they wouldn't be able to accommodate that extra space and still have that side setback.
So one of the interesting things too about this community is that there are actual two entertainment areas, like pool. One is much more focused on that. The other one has like courts, paddle, and pickleball. But then there's also a really nice country club that straddles this whole entire area. And so there's a lot to do in this and get around. So I think that's another one of the reasons why it's such a draw. When you zoom in and out, you're going to see that there's a lot of medium to large size highways that can get you in and out of the area, which is really helpful. It is, as I would say, it's a more mature neighborhood. Like as we go further, like into Princeton and whatnot, you've got a lot of open land. Whereas this, you've got your restaurants, you've got your wine bar, you've got your breweries, you've got everything kind of built in already. And so it's
this is a 40-minute drive from there to downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, because we've driven it a lot of times, which is not a horrible drive, but one of the really cool things about some of these suburbs, or I think Chris Kelly called them exurbs, because they were kind of one step outside the suburbs, is they have created a lot of their own town center type places. Like, downtown McKinney historic downtown McKinney is so cool. I was out there on Sunday. We went out to the new Tups Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
The Tups new location of their brewery, which is right outside their cultural district and historic downtown. And they have so much to do. It is so walkable. It really gives you the vibe of living in a small town, because they still have their county courthouse there, which Texas has some of the most glorious county courthouses. And it's got the four square, right there around the county courthouse. It's all walkable, all shopping, all restaurants. It's its own. It literally is its own destination.
And they do such a good job with this being almost like a cultural draw, because they bring in a lot of different events. I think most recently they had a Mardi Gras Pooch Parade, which I thought was really cute, but they have a really good art festival as well. There's stuff for Oktoberfest. So this is a really well thought out, handled downtown. Some of the other things that people like in this area, so if you need to get out, stretch your legs, for the four-legged little ones, we've got Lake Lavon. And Lake Lavon is a really interesting lake in the fact that it is not developed as per se with commercial spaces. So you have a lot more wide open, as Zach has attested to it and says it's a great place to go fish. I think they're really highly ranked in Texas wildlife for both the crappie, the bass, and also for catfish. So
And
a lot to do.
And a lot of the land around that is Corps of Engineers Lake, or Corps of Engineers land. And so, they save it for hunting, or they save it for hiking, or they save it for camping, or, it's just, it's preserved where it's not going, I say not, I don't ever see it having that kind of like development right up to the edge where they build the condos on the water and that.
And so we're kind of like talking about the different things that you can do in this neighborhood. So we've talked about the downtown, which is kind of like a throwback. You've got lots to do outdoor, whether it's walking or hiking or getting in the water with paddleboards or boats. But also one of the things, because I always think about people that are moving here and they're talking about, well, we've got, this place where we can get the organic goat cheese and whatever that is. There's a really great farmer's market here. I was really surprised when we were looking at the farmer's market and we kind of went through the map that showed how many different vendors. I think we counted there's 105 different vendors at this place. And it's, what is it, Thursday?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah. So
weekly in the seasonal, of course, but every week.
Yeah. They do have like 2 holidays. I think Christmas is one of the holidays and there's another time. But overall, it's a great place to get a small town feel, but have, the fit and finish of a large town.
So let's talk about the home today. So this is 6629 Orchard Park in McKinney. And this is a really, just a really great, this was built by Highland Homes. It's a quality home. It was a one-owner home, and this owner really did some nice builder upgrades to it.
100%.
Like the wood flooring that you see, traditionally you would maybe have a small section of that might come with the home or might not. But she had wood floors put from the front door all the way through the kitchen, the den, the dining room, right up to the edge of the bedroom doors and ceramic tile and laundry rooms.
So some of the things that they've upgraded is they've completely redone the kitchen. So this is not a builder basic kitchen. They also upgraded an ensuite bathroom in the 3rd bedroom upstairs, and they also went and had the game room put in. So when you see this downstairs space, I like the fact that it has the open 2nd floor on portions of it, but not the entire thing, because I think that gets really voluminous, which leads to a lot of unnecessary noise reverberation back and forth. In this kitchen, they've done an excellent job of making it user-friendly, but still designed well. So the higher end appliances have been used throughout, the ice maker, the oven and then the microwave that doubles also as a 2nd oven. These are just features that I feel like buyers just want, and they're not going to skimp on them.
I agree. This house really stood out to me because it is also situated on a kind of a peninsula type lot. There's only 2 houses that are right there. It's divided from everybody else by part of the trail system that runs around behind it. The people that are across the trail, all of their backyards face out onto the trail. So you have people that are walking by back there. This one doesn't. This one faces out onto kind of a treed forest.
And so because of that, you do not have a neighbor in the front. You do not have a neighbor in the back, just one on each side. Again, it's an easier way to like enjoy some privacy. They do have all of the areas like in here. This is what we're seeing. This is a formal dining, but there's really not always a reason to have that. And they've done a really great seating area. One of the things about this floor plan I think that worked out so well is it's master down. It's also a secondary bedroom down, and then it's also this office. And I think that having those additional 3 living spaces in this make this a floor plan that fits so many families now that it's probably one of the best recipes for a floor plan.
And they did plantation shutters throughout almost every room in the house. There are a couple of rooms that don't have them, but it doesn't really matter with the location of those. But here in the master bedroom, you've got vaulted ceilings. You have air return in the master bedroom, which in a lot of homes you don't have. You have, a return on the 2nd floor, a return on the 1st floor. This one, they did the extras to it.
Absolutely. Bathroom in this one is large. As you can see, there's a shower that's in behind that glass, and then again, plantation shutters. One of the things that throughout this house that I was surprised, the master closet is enormous, but there's also some great storage downstairs under the stairs and additional secondary closets as well, which really start to add up and make it that much easier. One of the things too for storage, they did a really nice stacking system in the garage that allows you to have additional storage against the ceiling as well.
So this is the upstairs living area, which is dry bar area there. There's small refrigerator, so you could do, your popcorn machine up here if you wanted. That room is plenty big for a pool table, ping pong table. This is the media room, which I really like. Media rooms kind of like the market likes them for a while and doesn't like them. I feel like they do like them again, especially with so much really good content coming out on streaming as opposed to going to theaters first. But you've got outdoor space on this one that I think is really cool too.
This is one of the upgrades that they did. They actually extended the cover of this and also the patio. This gives them a lot more space. As you can see, you've got room for furniture, the swing, and the TV. This also has an additional built-in bench of stone there that you can see right there on the left-hand side. Screens are coming down as well to give you full use year-round. They went ahead and upgraded to give themselves the stone outdoor kitchen that has grill, and the egg will stay, and also this lovely umbrella stand and holder. One of the things we want to point out is that it is not a 0 lot line. There is plenty of room. If you needed to put a pool in, you do have that. This is a really good way for us to give you a really clean overview so that the house makes more sense. Because we come in running through the pictures quickly, but this helps you understand bathrooms, closets, locations of bedrooms, and what's above and what's below.
And this is four full baths, which I think makes a really big difference. So 6629 Orchard Park Drive is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, built in 2013. It's about 3,500 square feet, and it is priced at $750,000, which is $215 a square foot.
So what we like to do is in the comments, we're going to actually put the link to this property. Click on that and you can look at all the pictures. You can share it with your friends and family. If this is something that you're interested in, or if there's another one in the neighborhood that you'd like to see at the same time, let us know and we'd be happy to make that happen. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
Great house.
Great house.
So let's talk about what you can get for $800,000 in the Dallas area.
And I think this is important because I feel like you talk over and over again about what can you get inside 635. And I was able to, or we were able to put this together in 15 minutes because there is inventory. Mm-hmm. There are homes that meet these qualifications. They're very diverse. We wanted everybody to think that you could get a single family home, a ranch, you get something against a park, high rise, historic, and this will do it. So let's take a look at the first one.
So the first one is zip code 75229. This is Northwest Dallas, basically, is what it is. And it's really one of my favorite neighborhoods. We own some property up there. You live in that zip code. We have sold a lot of people in these zip codes. This area has just gotten better and better, going from first Midway, and then kind of between Midway and Marsh, it started getting really good. Now we're seeing a big trend between Marsh and Walnut Hill, Webb Chapel, and it's even jumping over Webb Chapel.
It is a very interesting. I think this zip code has so much to offer because if you need a small 1,500 square foot 311, it's there for you. If you want a ranch, it's there for you. If you need a lot that's half an acre, it's there for you. If you need a $3 million brand new home, it's there for you. The diversity is really astronomical, and this is a really good representation of it. Clean model.
And if you're waiting for your bingo card for the spot that says, and here's where Jeff talks about the North Haven Trail, this house is right off of the North Haven Trail.
There you go. And it has a pool. So this is a really great way. One of the things that we're going to do is give you a link in the comments below so you can click on these links and it'll take you to our website and let you take a look at the further.
Our next one is zip code 75219. This is one of the more urban type zip codes that's out there in the marketplace. Has a big variety of product. There is a lot of single family homes, there are townhomes, there are condos, all kinds of rental communities in the 219 zip code. Let's look at the property.
So this is actually in Victory Park, and Victory Park was originally started by the Ross Perot Group. This is an excellent high-rise that has high design. It is actually Philippe Stark consulted on this house. It is called the house itself. Yeah. It has an amazing pool that is on I believe the 4th floor. You have wonderful views of both the Calatrava, downtown, so that means you get to see all the fireworks. You're right up against Victory Park for the different hosting events. I guess they've got a Mardi Gras parade that's really turned popular, and New Year's Eve as well. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous facility. 28-story building, only 135 units in the building. It was started in 2000, which was really kind of the early era of Victory Park. And then the first units began to sell in 2007 and 2008. This is a unit up on the 24th floor that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, priced at $795. Again, it is an A+++++ building. I love it. Yeah. And 24 concierge.
Yeah.
So the next one that we're going to take a look at, let's look at zip code 75214. And this is an area that is actually in lower East Dallas, but on this side of the White Rock Lake. When you zoom out, this one gets really close to 75. And this is in a historic neighborhood. And this is becoming more and more popular because the end streets have become so popular. That's what I think.
It's a wonderful area, super walkable. This is kind of nestled into a couple of different historic type neighborhoods. You've got Swiss Avenue, Munger Place. This is in Junius Heights, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
But you've got really good old style architecture. And so if you're somebody that is into this old house, this is a great part of town for you to be looking at.
And one of the things is that, and it's funny when we were actually kind of like working this up, and I said, am I going to date myself? This reminds me of a house that you would see handyman Al Carroll. So if you know who that is, leave us a note in the comments. This is one of the ones that is like front porch forward. They have done a great job of leaving a lot of the historic elements inside. So it really has what I would consider high dopamine effect. So you're going to walk in and it immediately just have that relax and just, walk around in your most comfortable outfit or not.
So the last zip code that we're gonna look at a house in is 75209. This is the zip code that I live in, south of Northwest Highway. This is on Shorecrest, and this is a really great, again, super walkable neighborhood. You've got part of that new Love Field project where the trail from that point all the way down Lemon Avenue to the entrance of Love Field is in place. There's hike, bike, it's all concrete, really great crosswalks, or you can go north, or actually to the west there, cross Marsh Lane, that's Lemon Avenue at that point, to the Bachman Trail, which goes all the way around Bachman. You can also jump off the Bachman Trail as you get farther over to the west and head off on other trails.
And this is another one of those neighborhoods that is really catching on, both with renovators, with builders as well. They love this area. This one backs up to it, or is adjacent to a park. It's been wonderfully renovated. Looks like new windows. So you're really getting the full fill. Again, larger front yard. One of the things that separates this from a lot of neighborhoods is the mature trees. Because of the way that the landscape and the topography is set up, it really just feels much more like Norman Rockwell, I guess.
It really does.
Yeah.
And you don't really get much noise from Love Field here because you are at the side of what the runways are. So you're going to hear something, but you're not in the flight path.
This is an easy get around place. Easy.
So I hope you found these zip codes helpful, or these examples of what you can buy for under $800,000 in the Dallas area. They are, we're trying to show you a variety of things that are out there. If any of these are what you're looking for, just reach out to us, let us know, and we would be happy to show them to you.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.
Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. And it's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.